All right, welcome everyone to Team Time. This is March, what is it? March 10th?
11th?
11th? Is it 11th today?
Yeah.
Wow, so it's the 11th of March already. That means the month is almost halfway done, a third of the way done already. So March is a good month. Has it been a good month for you guys so far? So? Keep your heads high. This week we just wanted to kind of chat about, Tiana and I, we had an amazing weekend of personal growth. It was such fun. I mean, I don't know if you've seen our Facebook page, but there's some fun going on in there too, along with a lot of personal coaching and personal growth. And so that was, that we're going to kind of go over some of our tips that we went, because if some of you guys know Dave Blanchard, he spoke at the very first convention that Tiana and I went to back in 2015, and he was an amazing speaker. Well, we are working one-on-one with his son, Paul Blanchard, who was recommended from Terry Miller, that we work with him and talk about amazing thoughts and things that are brought into not only our lives, but our whole business and relationships and everything else. So super excited for that. Heidi, did you have any announcements you wanted to make before we jumped into that? All right. Anybody have any questions, comments? Real and Unplugged was real and pretty unplugged today. Would you say so? For those of you that missed it, the recording and are in the group, not everybody's in that group, but the recording just got put up in the Real and Unplugged group. If you missed it, make sure you go back and watch it, because Kristen, Lindsay, and Kevin said some really amazing things. And it was really, I mean, it was like, don't go in there with a touchy-feely heart, because they're going to step on your toes. So anyways, anybody new on here today before we go? I don't see anybody. It looks like we need to get some new people on here so we can introduce them. All right. So first off, I won't even ask you who. I'm just going to show you the video that was taken from our weekend this weekend. Can you guys see that? Let me know if you can hear it too.
Thumbs up if you can hear it.
Okay.
There you go.
This is Paul filming on his GoPro.
Any questions on that? You ready, Tiana?
All right, guys. So that was not, I hope you guys took this the right way, that it's not supposed to be a braggadocious thing. This was just a weekend that Tiana and I got to spend. Paul, he actually, we talked to him just maybe a week earlier, and he says, come out and let's have a coaching session one-on-one. First day is going to be, we're going to go snowmobiling the first day, and this was up in Bear Lake, Utah, right at the Bear Lake, Idaho, Utah border there. And then the second day was, let me tell you, intense personal growth. Oh my goodness. It was, I don't know which one was more exhausting. I do know which one was more exhausting, not the snowmobiling.
The snowmobiling was 9 to 5. That was a long, cold day. But you know, the snowmobiling, I was telling Paul, I felt like that whole day was like a metaphor for our life and our business. And he's like, that's exactly why I take people. Because you go out there, you're excited to get things done and go play. And you go out there and at first it's a little scary. They're like, hey, go up these mountains and things. And you're like, I don't know if I can do it because this is a lot of weight shifting and things. And you try some stuff and you get stuck and people have to come and help you and dig you out and roll your machine over and all these things over and over all day long. And you're exhausted by the end and you're having fun and you're in tears almost some of the times. And it's a big metaphor for our businesses, for our life, how we need help, how when we have a guide, which we had a guide there, it's so much easier than when you go it alone. And so that day was physically exhausting, but it was a perfect metaphor. Saturday was emotionally draining, exciting, a lot of different things. Paul says that your business is a direct reflection of your personal life. So if you're stuck in your business, there's probably something stuck in your personal life. And we knew it. We knew we did. We know we needed some help for a while. And it wasn't until we reached out to Terry and she highly recommended Paul as a great fit for us personally, that we reached out to him. And it's not cheap to get this kind of coaching, but it's so worth it. Just like this program, how some people feel like, wow, this is going to be so phenomenally expensive for me and my budget. But it's so worth it. I'll find a way. That's how this coaching was for us. It was a sacrifice. And we were going to be all in for it. And we will be for the next 6 months with him as we learn to develop our relationship so that we can develop our relationship and overflow all these things that we get from Paul onto you guys to help you as we are helped. And we're really, really excited for it. It was pretty amazing.
It was amazing, amazing. So who here has been snowmobiling? Raise your hand if you've been snowmobiling. Okay, so we got 2 out of the 17 have been snowmobiling. Okay, so have you ever gone, Tanya, you said you have too? No? Okay, so.
My husband, he dropped his little hand in.
Oh, that was his hand. Okay, so those of you that have gone snowmobiling, have you gone off the trail to go snowmobiling? Okay, so Holly, you pretty much stayed on a trail, followed the whole team of people just going right on the trail. Chrissy, you've gone off trail?
Yeah, I've wrecked before too. It's kind of scary and fun at the same time.
Okay, so let me tell you guys, driving a snowmobile off the trail is not like driving a four-wheeler or a motorcycle or a car. When you're riding that snowmobile, you can't just turn the wheel and expect to go that way. There's lots of times that you have to get really uncomfortable if say you're on a hill and you have to turn, or you're trying to ride side hill on that hill because the hill's going down. We didn't know any of these secrets. All we did was watch our guide in front of us. And he would get all the way off his snowmobile, off his seat. He would put both feet on one side. He would grab there was that bar that was on his snowmobile at the very beginning. That's your oh crap bar. You grab that with your second hand, with your far hand, and you keep one hand still on the throttle. And you lean off your snowmobile, unnatural, to stay going straight.
Because you steer with balance, with like putting weight balance on your snowmobile. It's not just in the turning, because if the gravity is pointed that way, it wants to go with gravity, and so you've got to counter it with weight.
And so going through this, there is a lot of a lot of like, I got to watch what you're doing. I've got to see what you're doing. I got to ask you what to do. And there's a lot of hand holding and telling of, okay, do this now, do this now, do this now. Well,
did you guys see the part in the video where I'm laying there like a snow angel in the snow? That's because I'm following the guide. I'm third in line, and he's like, everybody watch, stand on the side of your snowmobile like this and go up this hill because it's going to be really tricky. So I'm following, and I'm thinking I'm doing it just exactly right. I come around this corner, and my snowmobile doesn't want to listen to what my brain is telling it to do. And it got stuck, and when I stopped, it just flung me off into the snow. And I'm just laying there like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And I'm laying there thinking, this still has happened in my business so many times. I think I'm just following right along, doing exactly what I should say. And also I find myself, spread eagled on the ground going, what the heck just happened? But, even with a guide, sometimes you still can have struggle points.
And then you watch in that video, there was one where it was actually Paul. He was making a quick circle, and he got tossed off the other side.
And he jumps up going, ah!
And he jumps up and just with his hands in the air. Well, the next video after that, you see the guide, and he's spinning those circles, and he's doing them beautifully. And he's just like, it looks like there's no effort at all there. Okay, the guy's got thousands and thousands of hours doing that. Thousands of hours playing on that machine and learning how to control it just right.
There's a reason he didn't put the video of me doing it on
there. if you go look on our Facebook, we'll have most of the videos on there here, not too long. But anyways, so with this whole thing, okay, that was one day. The next day, like we were saying, he starts asking us about our relationship, about our marriage, our business. Okay, we're getting business coaching, but he doesn't start at the business. We have really actually didn't talk about the business at all. We talked about personal relationship, and sometimes it comes down to personal feelings. And so sometimes, okay, who here feels inadequate a lot of times in your health coaching? Wow, I think I saw everybody say that. Okay, what gets you over that? What gets you over that, Heidi? When you feel inadequate, what gets you over it?
Mentorship is part of it.
Okay.
Having people who've walked the path, and so reaching out, asking questions, and I hadn't had a chance to think. There's probably lots of things that help get me through stuff like that, but I want to have something profound to say, and I'm not sure I do. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's
well, who out there has something that they think, oh yeah, this is what totally helps me? I'd like to know what.
Jessica.
Hey, I think just putting myself out there, just going for it. And once I do it, whether it's, I don't know, a question that somebody has, find out the answer and get back to them. And then I have that tool in my tool belt. I know how to do it better next time.
Okay, but is that scary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And that was one of the things is sometimes we feel so inadequate in ourselves. Maybe as a leader, or maybe as a coach, or as a wife or a husband. Okay, how many times do you just feel like I'm inadequate? I don't deserve that. I'm not good enough. So you just want to crawl in a hole. Okay, one of the things that he said right there, because I flat out asked him, I said, how do I get over that? How do I get over that inadequacy that I feel? He says, 1, fake it till you make it. Because you're not going to ever overcome anything like that.
And it's never going to happen overnight.
And it's not going to happen overnight until you actually help somebody else do it. So Autumn and Jessica, you guys said it at the exact same time, action. It's actually doing it. You are never going to get better as a health coach unless you coach more people. You can read all the stuff you want. You can get all the mentoring you want. But unless you actually just do it, you're never going to get better. So that was one of the main things that I took out of it, because I mean, I knew that. I should know that. I've been a coach for 4 years now. But so many times we get in our own way. We want to drive that snowmobile how we think it should be driven, and then all of a sudden you throw it into a tree like I did. Okay? I did. I wrecked my snowmobile right into a tree. So I got a little cocky. I was like, oh yeah, I got this down. I can hit the throttle just right. I can lean just right. And all of a sudden the machine hit something else and it had its own mind, and I had to bail. I just jumped off of it because it was going right to a tree and there was no way I was going to stop it. So sometimes we think, okay, I'm going to just do this, and you got to get thrown back again and say, wait a minute, I got to step back here. And they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little butt hurt. Okay. I mean, my pride got a little hurt. I just busted I just put $1,000 damage in this stinking machine that I wasn't even paying for. It was all part of the package that Paul had put together. So, I mean, realistically, I paid for it, but it was under his name. So the things that you got to remember are action. Action's going to take care of a lot of that. Remember who you are. Okay, I mean, not all of us, I think probably most of us are all Christian on here, but you're a child of God that he sent here to be able to be strong and prove your self-worth.
Paul was mentioning how, we are beyond priceless. Each one of us is beyond priceless. We were all, a price was paid for each and every single one of us. Christ lived his life, lived each of our lives, all of our sins, all of our inadequacies, all of our everything. And therefore we are absolutely priceless. So whether or not we feel adequate enough really is irrelevant, because we are priceless. And so it's a matter of faking it till you make it, doing the action, helping someone else. That's what the fake it till you make it is. Help someone else. And eventually you start to build in your confidence, you build in your competencies, and it doesn't mean that you'll forever, never feel inadequate again, or you'll always feel like this great person. You'll still struggle with these, because we all do, because we're human. But as long as we remember that we are each and every one of us priceless, and that we are here to help one another, then we're unstoppable.
So who here feels like that they want more out of their business? Inadequacy daily. I do. And I feel like we have a pretty successful business, but I want more out of it. Why do I want more? Is it because I want more money? I told Paul quite a few times this weekend, I said, money doesn't really bring me happiness. It does help me buy some things that maybe I might want, but it doesn't really bring me happiness. But what brings me happiness the very most is when I see you guys succeed. When I see Autumn and I see Heidi, I see Jessica and Emily and Renelle and Chrissy and Tanya and all of you guys. When I see you guys all succeed, that's what brings me happiness. Okay, how do you guys feel when you see your clients succeed?
When they throw out a victory text to you or call you and let you know something that was really cool to happen to them that made them so happy, how does it make you feel?
Exactly. Top of the world, beyond excited. Okay, that's what we're here for. That's why we're coaches. We're not coaches so we can, I love how Kevin said it the other day. It's okay to make money. I was a nurse. I helped people every day make money. But you know what? I would not have done that if I wasn't making money. Money for us now just gives us the ability to help more people. It gives us a little bit more freedom, a little bit more comfort or comfortability that we can help more people. So that's what we always need to remember, is that, okay, it's okay to make a little bit of money. But that money is going to gain you freedom to be able to help more people, to be able to give more to charity. Dave Ramsey, I love how Dave Ramsey says, if you aren't giving to somebody else, if your fist is closed because you're not going to give to somebody else, if you can't give to somebody else, your fist is closed and you're not going to be able to receive either. If you open that up and give to others, that hand is open and it can also receive at the same time. And this was all part of what we were getting this weekend was, holy cow. I mean, I feel like we have had a pretty good run at these last 4 years. But I see Terry Miller and I see Doug Wood and I see Dan Valentine and Gina Eccles. A lot of these guys have already, for one, coached with Paul or Dave. And every single day they are looking for somebody else to glean more information off of. They're top of the field. They're top of the business, but they still work every single day to find somebody else to help them be better. So in your life, in your business, what are you doing? I know we talked about this in Real and Unplugged, and I loved it. What are you doing for self-care? Ronell, I can see what you're doing. Good job. Good job. What are you guys doing for self-care? A lot of times it gets a little bit daunting, thinking, oh, I gotta do this and this and this and this and this. Are you stepping back and taking care of yourselves? So come off mute real quick and tell me what you're doing for self-care. It's quiet.
Nobody's taking care of themselves in any.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll say it.
Okay, Holly.
I've been going to the gym in Manila, to the high school gym, and they have a indoor walking track, and I've been walking the track. And there's some days I get really lucky, and Craig goes with me. But I walk the track, and while I walk, sometimes I walk with friends, but then they got to leave, and then I walk and I listen to, I leave either the music or motivational tapes or special talks that helps me fill my own cup. And that I come home, and usually those days I come home, I can do 10 times more than when I didn't go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's getting yourself in line.
See, some people, Tanya goes on a date night with her husband. That's awesome. Oh, we got to go to a taping of America's Got Talent. That's sweet.
Fun. Zumba, nails done, date my husband.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the other, do you have anything else you wanted to mention on that?
Not on that.
Okay. So one of the other things that he brought up though, and it was really actually interesting when he was talking about self-care for us is, when's the last time, okay, date night was one thing. One of the only things, he gave us like 2 things of homework. He said, make decisions. He didn't say make goals. He said make decisions. Because once you decide something, you're going to do it. So what are you going to decide to do?
Everything that comes across your path is either going to be on the menu or off, literally or metaphorically. He talked about how his dad, Dave Blanchard, I mean, when I saw him the first time he spoke at convention, he's a big guy, tall and large. And then he spoke again at our first Intentionality Summit. Again, big and large. And I knew he'd gone on program before. Like,
his wife is a coach.
His wife, Ramona, is a coach. And, I don't know if you've read his book, Today I Begin a New Life. It's pretty amazing. And he speaks about their life in that. But so then I saw him on Thursday when we arrived in Salt Lake. He comes out of his office. I didn't recognize the man. He's lost so much weight. And Paul said that it's because at the last, was it convention?
So I think it's Sundance.
Some event that he was at, Dr. A was talking about decisions and how you just need to make a decision. Okay, and not just be like, okay, I'm gonna be on plan. You make a decision. And so it really struck home to Dave at that point. So he's like, I'm deciding to be 180 pounds by December 31st. I will be 180 pounds. And everything that comes across my day, every day, is either going to put me closer to that decision or farther away. And I've got to make a decision every day to get to the choice that I decided. And so Doritos are no longer going to be part of my day because they are off the menu. They do not support my decision. And he was a Dorito addict. So no more Doritos for him. And while I was there, he came out of his office. When I saw him, I was like, whoa. And I shook his hand. And he's like, asked the secretary, hey, can I get a spoon? It's time for my fueling. And he goes back in his office. And I was like, is he on plan? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, he looks amazing. And so he actually didn't get to 180 by December 31st. He was 186. but he's gone beyond.
Do you think he was disappointed that he
That's what Paul said.
that he wasn't 250 pounds?
When you make a decision for your health or your business or your personal life, when you make a decision, whether you get there earlier than the date you set or a little bit later, it really doesn't matter as long as you get there, because you made a decision and you are following that and you're not detouring.
So he in the end, he gave us pretty much 2 pieces of homework. The first piece was make a decision, what you want in pretty much your 3 areas. Your physical, or like your healthy body, and what you want with your business, and what you want as a couple. Okay, so those were the 3, that was one of the goals, or one of the things that he had us do. The second homework that he gave us, this might seem very minuscule to a lot of people, but he said, go on a walk every morning. You and Tiana go on a walk every morning for at least 20 minutes. At the very first thing of the day.
Even if it's raining, he's like, maybe it'll be only a 5-minute walk that day, but every day, start your day together on a walk. And we're like, it's funny, we used to do that. We used to. And he's like, you know how many times I've heard that? I used to do this thing that was great, and then we stopped.
And when we did that, our business was flourishing. Okay? When we did that, we were on the same page. We talked about our morning. We talked about our day. We talked about our struggles.
We talked about our dreams. We talked about our frustrations. We talked about one another and the kids and everything else. It was just our time. And so that's our assignment, is to now do that again. Before I go work at the farm that I go to on Mondays and Tuesdays, before, we help the kids with their stuff, before anything else happens, we start our day on a walk together.
So we haven't yet, because we flew in from Utah at
got home at like
7 o'clock this morning because we got the red eye. But tomorrow morning, that's going to be our first thing after Tiana wakes up at 4:45 to take our daughter to seminary. The first thing I do in the morning, we'll be going on that walk. And I'm super excited because that's, again, we're going to be able to get on that same page. So whether that's what you guys need or not, you need to start your day. Somebody else said it the other day, where there's only 2 times of the day that you can control. Really control. First thing in the morning when you wake up. Your day is not hectic. You don't have things pulling you left and right. And then right before you go to bed. Those are the 2 times of the day that you can really control. And it's going to happen. You're going to go to sleep and you're going to wake up, hopefully.
If you wake up and your morning is crazy, it means you haven't woken up early enough to have that time alone with yourself.
So make sure that you're starting your day, planning it out. Does that mean you need to just get a piece of paper or a sticky note? Yeah, get a piece of paper or a sticky note. Do you have a planner? Great. Okay, but start your day out so you know what you're doing during the day and you don't have the wasted time. Start your day out so you're excited for the day. You know what you're going to do. And if you go off plan or off your plan, not off plan, but off your plan, give yourself grace. He said that a lot the other day.
I know it's so cliche and it sounds so dumb, and I wish there was different words for it, but really give yourself grace.
Because if you did almost everything that you wanted to for the day, would you have been better off than if you would have done none of it and you wouldn't have got any of that plan done? Give yourself grace. Be excited for what you did. Plan and have fun. Remember, you're here to help other people. And as you help other people, you're going to help yourself. It's just granted. You're going to help yourself. So everyone, it's 11 o'clock on the dot in Eastern time. We love visiting with you on Mondays. Would love if you guys have anything that you guys want to specifically chat about on Mondays. Heidi does it every other week, and I do it every other week. Put it in your team chats if there's something that you want to go over. Sometimes I love just listening to Dr. A's call, and a lot of times I just glean off of that because that's where our leadership is coming from. Make sure you get on that call as much as possible. Terry Miller will tell you that in all of her 18 years she's been a coach, she's only missed a handful of times, and that's only if she's on a flight.
And she catches the recording.
And we've actually seen her on the flight on the call before. So she'll get Wi-Fi on the plane because it's that important for her to put her business as we're saying in the Real and Unplugged, show the heck up.
If you want your business to do something, show the heck up.
All right, guys. Love you all. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, wait. Is everybody